As you should be able to see right now, at the very beginning, it's very smooth. The particular picture that we have here at the very top edge of it, there's a little bit of stuff at the left and a little bit of stuff at the right, and that's it. As we get into the part where it's much more dense, in other words, there's many more changes of the picture, in other words, more black dots and white dots interspersed, you'll see that it'll actually start backing up in the middle of a scan line and starting over. And the heavier the particular density is of the picture, the more that happens. And once that starts happening, it tends to skew off, normally skewing off towards the right as we look at it now. So I'm just going to let this run, and we'll just watch it and see when that starts again. Just as a piece of information, I am running this only at a speed of 4. I found that the problem is much less pronounced at 4. Really, we're supposed to be running at an 8 right now, but if we don't show it up as much as we need to now, we'll rerun this at 8, and you'll certainly be able to see it. There, we first got our first jump, and there's a second one. There's another one. Another one. And another one. You can see it's becoming more and more consistently doing that now because of the amount of changes it has to make between on and off. Now it doesn't look like it's skewed off at all yet, but that's because this has just started. The more of them that we get, the more it's going to skew. It will start doing that. And the fact that we're running at a slower speed, if we were at the higher speed, it's very possible that we would already be skewing off to the right. Okay, we've turned it back on now. As you can see, we're getting into a little bit higher density portion of the image, and we are still getting the bouncing. We've been very lucky. We haven't actually lost registration yet. That is probably due to two things. One, hopefully, is that I have increased the memory from the last time I tested this particular image. I was only running 512 megabyte of memory. I do now have it at 1 gig, and this weekend I hope to be able to get it up to 2 gigs so that we can see if it does even better. the other is that being at only a speed of 4, when it makes that bounce, it's not having to change direction as quickly, which means that it's less likely to jump the registration. So actually, I'm fairly pleased with the result, although I would still be very hesitant to do any production work with it at this point, because after you spend 30 or 40 minutes getting into a picture and being almost done, if it jumps registration, you've just wasted all that time. So but we'll go ahead and watch it here for a little while and see how it comes out. We'll let it go ahead a little further and see if it shows up even more. But yeah, I can see, I'm quite sure that we're staggered off on the left there now. In other words, it's coming off too far to the right, and I can see it. Yeah, it's even firing off onto the support on the lower edge of it now, underneath the tile. So it has definitely skewed off. And as you can see, you know, I'm about 30 minutes into this, and this piece is effectively ruined now. The roof line coming down the left-hand side of the roof line, it was a little staggered at the lower portion of it. We'll let it go ahead a little further and see if it shows up even more. But yeah, I can see, I'm quite sure that we're staggered off on the left there now. In other words, it's coming off too far to the right, and I can see it. Yeah, it's even firing off onto the support on the lower edge of it now, underneath the tile. So it has definitely skewed off. And as you can see, you know, I'm about 30 minutes into this, and this piece is effectively ruined now. The thing made a great big jump, and you can see it's skewed clear off to the left now. So it skewed off by a good half an inch, and maybe more. And unfortunately, I didn't catch it on camera when we did that. Now it's gone crazy the other way. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down so that it doesn't crash on us. So let's take a final look at it here. This is the piece. It never got finished because I had to shut it down. So you can see that from the left side, you can see it skewed off quite a bit, and then the last few traces where it had skewed way back to the left again, and obviously this is an unusable piece at this point.